Among the many dramatic and powerful stories recorded in the Bible, the story of Samson stands out as one of the most fascinating. He was the strongest man in human history, a judge of Israel whose supernatural strength defied logic, yet his life also reveals deep human weaknesses and spiritual lessons that span centuries. Samson was born to deliver Israel from the Philistines, powerful enemies who oppressed God's people. His strength did not rely on physical training or human strategy. It came directly from the Spirit of the Lord, flowing through him in extraordinary moments. Samson's story begins miraculously. His mother was barren, but an angel appeared and said, "You will conceive and give birth to a son." Like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss our epic Bible stories. No razor shall touch his head, for he shall be a Nazirite of God from the womb, and he shall begin to deliver Israel from the hand of the Philistines. Judges 13:5. Thus, Samson was born a Nazirite, dedicated to God, and the length of his hair would serve as a visible sign of his consecration and supernatural strength. From a young age, his life was marked by extraordinary events that combined courage, impulsiveness, and a divine mission. The Lion of Timnah, the first test of strength. As a young man, Samson saw a Philistine woman who caught his attention. He said to his parents, "I have seen a woman in Timnah, one of the daughters of the Philistines. Now get her for me as a wife." Judges 14:2. His parents protested, "Is there not a woman among the daughters of your people?" But Samson insisted, "Get her for me, for she pleases me well." Judges 14:3. What seemed like a simple attraction actually had a strategic purpose. His parents did not know that it was from the Lord, who sought an opportunity to confront the Philistines. Judges 14:4. Even his personal choices were used by God to prepare events that would impact the nation. While walking through the vineyards of Timnah, a young lion roared fiercely at him. The Spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him. Judges 14:6. Samson tore the lion apart with his bare hands, as one might a young goat. The physical strength required was unimaginable. No ordinary man could withstand such a force. But Samson's power was divine, not merely muscular. He kept the act secret, and this was the first of many extraordinary feats that would define his life. Imagine the intensity, the fear, the roar of the lion, and the divine energy that flowed through Samson. This was the beginning of a life marked by supernatural encounters and heroic deeds. The riddle and revenge in Ashkelon, defeating 30 men. Days later, Samson returned to Timnah for his wedding. On the way, he stopped to examine the lion's carcass. Inside, a swarm of bees had produced honey. He ate the honey and gave some to his parents without revealing the source. During the wedding feast, he proposed a riddle to the 30 Philistine companions. Out of the eater came something to eat, and out of the strong came something sweet. Judges 14:14. The bet was 30 sets of garments if they solved it, otherwise they would pay the same over the next 3 days. For 6 days the Philistines failed. On the 7th day they threatened Samson's wife. "Entice your husband to tell us the riddle, or we will burn you and your father as house with fire." Judges 14:15. Under pressure she persuaded Samson to reveal the answer. Out of the lion came the honey. Judges 14:18. Upon learning of the betrayal, the Spirit of the Lord came mightily upon Samson. He went down to Ashkelon and killed 30 men, taking their garments and giving them to the companions as the wager. One man defeating 30 armed warriors, the supernatural power in action, showing that human strength alone is limited, but when combined with divine purpose, it is invincible. The foxes and the fire, strategy and destruction. Later, Samson discovered that his father-in-law had given his wife to another man. He declared, "This time I shall be blameless concerning the Philistines." Judges 15:3. He captured 300 foxes, tied them tail to tail in pairs. Like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss our epic Bible stories. Place torches between them and set them loose in the Philistine fields, burning grain, vineyards, the jawbone of a donkey, a divine weapon against 1,000 men. The Philistines invaded Judah to capture Samson. 3,000 men came to the cave saying, "Do you not know that the Philistines rule over us? Why have you done this to us?" Judges 15:11. They bound him with new ropes to hand him over. But the Spirit of the Lord came upon him, and the ropes that were on his arms became like flax burned with fire. Judges 15:14. The gates of Gaza, carrying a city. Samson went to Gaza, where he lodged with a prostitute, not primarily for immorality, but for strategic purposes. The Gazites surrounded the city at night, planning to kill him. At midnight, Samson rose, seized the city gates, 2 heavy gate posts with hinges and a bolt, and carried them to the top of a hill facing Hebron, a distance of 60 kilometers. Judges 16.3. The weight of the gates would have been several tons. This epic display not only humiliated the enemies, but showed the magnitude of strength God could give to a man aligned with his will. Delilah and the fall of Samson, human weakness and redemption. The climax involves Delilah. The Philistine rulers bribed her. Discover the secret of his strength. Judges 16:5. 3 times Samson lied, and Delilah betrayed him. Exhausted, he finally revealed, "No razor has ever come upon my head, for I have been a Nazirite dedicated to God from my mother's womb. If my hair is shaved, my strength will leave me." Judges 16:17. Delilah shaved his hair, and the Lord departed from him. Judges 16:20. He was captured, blinded, and imprisoned. During the festival of Dagon, with 3,000 Philistines in the temple, Samson prayed, "O sovereign Lord, remember me, I pray. Strengthen me just once more." Judges 16:28. He pushed the 2 central pillars, bringing down the temple, killing thousands, including himself. Judges 16:30. Samson is listed in Hebrews 11 as a man of faith. His strength was not in his hair or his anger, but in the presence of God. His life teaches that true strength arises from obedience, faith, and divine purpose, and that even the greatest failures can be redeemed when we turn back to the Creator. Reflections on Samson's life and lessons. Samson's life is also a vivid reminder of human complexity. Like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss our epic Bible stories. He was a man of extraordinary courage and power, but had weaknesses, particularly his impulsive desires and attachment to Delilah. His story illustrates the delicate balance between divine empowerment and human responsibility. Each battle he fought, whether against a lion, 30 warriors, or an entire army, was a test not only of strength, but of faith and obedience. Physically, Samson's feats were beyond natural explanation. Tearing a lion apart with bare hands, capturing hundreds of animals, and burning vast fields required strength, speed, and endurance beyond human limits. Spiritually, his power was conditional. When he obeyed God, the Spirit empowered him. When he strayed, he became vulnerable. This duality emphasizes a timeless truth. True power is both divine and moral, rooted in a life aligned with God's will. Even in his final act, as he pulled down the temple of Dagon, Samson's life teaches that redemption is possible. Though blinded and imprisoned, his faith returned, allowing God to accomplish through him a victory far greater than anything he had achieved in his youth. His story is one of hope, warning, and inspiration. A narrative that resonates across generations, illustrating that divine purpose can transform even the deepest human failures into monumental triumphs.